When did you realize your parents only loved you for what you could give to them? My parents only loved me when I made our family look good, honestly. I should have seen the red flags earlier. But when you're desperate for your mom to look at you as something other than disappointment, you ignore a lot. I've been skating since I was 5, and back then the pattern didn't seem messed up. It was just my normal. If I won a competition, suddenly I was the golden child my parents bragged about at family dinners. But if I lost, I might as well not exist. I still remember placing second at regionals when I was 10. My mom didn't speak to me for a whole week, walked past me like I was a ghost in her perfect house. Then I won state at 16 and boom, suddenly I got my own bedroom instead of sharing with Maya. The whiplash was insane, but I thought I just needed to win more. By 24, I'd won enough to earn over $400,000. At least that's what the contract said. But money disappears fast when your parents control everything. One day, my coach Victor pulled me aside and awkwardly mentioned my training fees hadn't been paid in 3 months. I laughed and said I just won 50 grand at nationals. He just shrugged, but it stuck with me. That's when I noticed things. Mom's designer purses, the random kitchen reno, the Alaska cruise they took. When I asked to see my bank statements, Dad claimed the mail kept losing them. Everything collapsed when I shattered my leg trying to land a triple axel I'd nailed 1,000 times. The sound of it still makes me sick. Victor wanted to call an ambulance, but my parents showed up fast, insisting they drive me because ambulances waste money. At the hospital, they told doctors I only needed basic treatment. While I was drugged for surgery, Maya overheard them on the phone with my agent saying not to mention a sponsorship check. I needed to focus on healing. That's when my sister went full Nancy Drew and found my contracts hidden in a shoebox. And me, still the approval-starved idiot, decided the fix was sneaking to the rink at 4 a.m. to practice on crutches. Because real champions heal in 6 weeks, not 6 months, right? Spoiler. It was the dumbest thing I've ever done. I destroyed what was left of my knee. The doctor sat me down and told me I'd never compete professionally again. Just like that, 20 years, gone. That night at dinner, I tried to explain it was over. My father threw his plate against the wall, told me if I couldn't skate, I wasn't his daughter. Mom just nodded and said they were focusing on Maya now. She wasn't broken. They'd already moved my equipment into her room. Then they dropped the real bomb. My college fund never existed. That money, it was theirs for creating a champion. Since I wasn't one anymore, I got nothing. They locked me out that night, tossed my bags onto the lawn like trash. I called Aunt Caroline, barely knew her, but she lived an hour away and hadn't spoken to Mom in years. She found me shivering on the doorstep. Her first words were, "Why aren't you in Japan?" Because that's what Mom had told everyone. Caroline took me in, made tea, and listened, and got this look like pieces were clicking into place. Turns out she and Mom fell out a decade ago when she asked where our grandparents' inheritance money had gone. Caroline, an accountant, offered to help me dig. What we found made me nauseous. My parents had taken 90% of my earnings. Half the contracts were forged. Caroline said I had legal options but needed proof, so we used her old house key and went back while my parents were at Maya's meet. The safe was in the basement. The combo, my first gold medal date, of course. Inside were documents showing they'd taken out over $200,000 in loans and credit cards in my name. Maya came home early and caught me elbow deep in paperwork, but instead of freaking out, she said she'd been waiting for me to fight back. Then we heard the car. I tried to hide, but my leg slowed me down. My dad stormed into the room and grabbed me. I knew I was screwed. Full story on channel, linked below.